let's now move on to some wide receiver losers. We won't need to belabor these points, but you got to consider for the Chicago Bears, one of the most explosive trio of wide receivers, but that's going to make it difficult to predict what I think week to week who's going to be the one. DJ Moore and Keenan Allen have thus taken some tumbles in my rankings. Moore, not quite as much. I do think he'll be in every down, whether it's 2 receiver sets, whatever it might be. I don't think Moore's going to be the one leaving the field, but in particular, Keenan Allen has taken a hit in my rankings. I think Odunze will probably be in 2 wide receiver sets. The guy, Keenan Allen gets kicked into the slot potentially full time, which is, nice mismatches, and that's where he really does his best work. But we also just saw Shane Waldron calling plays for a 3 wide receiver team where an exciting rookie landed in JSN. And that's kind of, yes, I get Odunze, JSN, completely different players. And Odunze will not be playing that JSN slot role, but he was averaging like an abysmal, I think it was under 8 yards a target. It was pathetic for a receiver that can get deep here. And maybe that was just a weird fluke under Waldron. But we just saw that kind of situation where we had 3 really impressive battles, and kind of all 3 of DK, Tyler Lockett, and JSN were disappointing relative to their prices. And maybe, just maybe, Caleb Williams, everyone's saying the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck. Sure, maybe he ends up chucking for 4,500 yards, something nuts, and all these guys are fed. But more realistic, they average right now, rookie quarterbacks, even as number 1 overall picks, are averaging right around 3,500 yards. And that's just not a lot of passing yardage to go around. So if we bump it up to 3,800, maybe even close to 4K, that's still not a humongous pie when you especially consider, too, Swift's not a 0 in the passing game. Cole Kmet could definitely vulture some touchdowns with that 6'6" frame at minimum. It's going to be a very crowded situation for a rookie QB that we're putting a lot on Caleb Williams if these guys are going to pay off their current prices. We've seen Odunze take a huge hit in price, but I think Keenan Allen should be taking a bigger hit myself. I consider them, all 3 of these guys, kind of losers. I don't really draft DJ Moore even in round 3 anymore myself. Am I overreacting? Are you still dipping into any of these guys or what?
I mean, yeah, I want to have some of these guys. I mean, they're all quality receivers, but I agree.
Yeah.
I think Keenan Allen's the biggest receiver. I mean, especially the last couple of years as he's gotten older, we've seen him succeed just by being a target hog. And it is going to be exponentially more difficult to garner 11 targets a game when you're competing with Rome Odunze and DJ Moore versus Josh Palmer and whoever they were throwing out there last year at times, like Jalen Guyton and stuff. Like, it's obviously not even remotely similar, the competition that we're seeing. And their prices are falling. Keenan Allen's come down about a half round in the last week or so, and Odunze about a half round as well, with Keenan Allen going comfortably ahead of Odunze, actually. And I think the point you brought up is solid. I think it's all going to come down to, at least from the aspect of Keenan Allen, because I think DJ Moore is going to stay on the field almost every play. And he's got that big play ability to bring him up in some weeks and have those spike weeks that we're looking for. But I think it's going to be a lot more difficult for Keenan Allen. And it'll come down to whether or not he's able to stay on the field for those 2 wide receiver sets. So early on in the season, just keeping our eye on the and I know this doesn't really apply to best ball, more managed leagues, but keeping our eye on the route rates for Keenan Allen and seeing if he's staying out there for those 2 receiver sets, it's going to be really important for how we play Keenan Allen throughout the season. So I agree that they're all going to cannibalize each other, and it's hard to pick and choose which guy you really want to be drafting. So I'm trying to mix all of them in, but I'm getting to Rome Odunze more often than Keenan Allen just because of the price, and you don't really know in what capacity Keenan Allen's going to be used in the Shane Waldron offense, because the like I said earlier, he got there just being a target hog, and that's going to be really, really difficult this year.
Yeah, we will see. And of course, just want to reiterate too, this is a redraft focused, best ball focused show right now. Long term, I think Rome is in a beautiful spot to grow alongside this rookie QB. Keenan Allen's on only a 1-year deal right now. So ultimately, I think it's going to be a great fantasy situation, especially if Caleb Williams continues to progress throughout the years. It's just right now a 3-headed nightmare is a lot for a rookie quarterback to sustain all 3 of these guys at their current price tags. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.